Hey guys, how's it going? So in this video, I'm going to use Nano Banana to kind of edit this image, and I found this inspiration on a Gemini AI subreddit on Reddit. And as you can see, the image broadly looks like a very hard to edit image because it has a lot of element to it. It has a bunch of jets flying around. You have the EMF waves and so on and so forth. It's a bunch of different things. What I want to do is I want to be in a position where I can edit even the tiniest part of these images, because the demo that I saw or the subreddit post that I saw did a very good job with this, right? The first step I want to do is I want to make this low nutrient chemically laden food to something else. So I'm going to say, help me replace the low chemically laden food with healthy food chain, like with, or maybe with a fruit shop in this image. Now in order to use Nano Banana, firstly you need to be on gemini.google.com, and then in the tools you can click on create image, and you can see this banana icon here, which essentially says that you're using the Nano Banana model by Gemini. Now I haven't been a fan of Google's Gemini model since it first came out, but it has improved significantly, and I would say that the image editing capabilities are way better than that of ChatGPT right now. So there you go. I think I jinxed it. Let me try adding the image again. I'm going to paste this image here again, and then I'm going to try this again. I'm not even seeing the chat in here, which really means that it kind of crashed. And I hope that does not happen again, because maybe there's an issue with the image and then I might have to change the image altogether. Yeah, it looks like it's generating the image now, which is strange because it didn't work well the first time around. And you can see this is the image that was generated. Let me open this next to my current image. Everything else is exactly or mostly the same. Yeah, everything else is exactly the same. The only thing that they've changed is that they've added the fruit stall here, which is crazy because the fruit stall is behind the woman itself. I think the woman does look a bit bigger, and this looks a bit more closer as well. But I would say the overall generation looks actually pretty good. And now for the second edit, what I want to do is I'm going to copy this image and I'm going to say, make everyone bit more happier and not miserable. So I'm re-editing the same image with the fruit stall this time around, and slowly going to turn around this image to a maybe more happy looking image per se. Let's take a minute to kind of appreciate how good it was at replacing the fruit stall in the first place, because it also had text and it went ahead and added its own text as well, which also does look more contextually relevant here. So the image is generated and you can see everyone else in the image now does look happy. I'm going to copy this image address and then I'm going to open this somewhere else so we can zoom in. These two guys still don't look that happy, but the folks here do look a bit more happy. Now what I want to do is I want to kind of improve the conditions, or rather kind of want to improve the overall vibe of the image. And I'm going to copy this image, I'm going to paste it here again, select the Nano Banana model here. It's still funny that they named the model Nano Banana. I'm going to say, make this a happy image with good city vibe, low pollution, fewer cars and happy people. Let's see what it does with the image post this. I love how it kind of edits the very minute details in the picture without needing to manually specifically highlight those pieces of image. And this is one of my favorite use cases. There's one more very interesting use case that I'm going to show you post this, where you just take an image of a person and then you add like a bunch of different things like glasses, the car, a car, maybe a bottle, and so on and so forth. Kind of combines all of that into one single image. And this has given a more vibrant vibe to the image. The people on the street still don't look happy. Oh yeah, this guy looks happy now, but this guy is still homeless. So that's unfortunate, but the vibe of the city without really changing the context of city looks very, very good. So now let's do something for our homeless guy here. Move the homeless guy on the fresh fruits stall behind, and let's see if we can maybe give him a job. So maybe they now have he now has like a place where he can be happy, right, and not homeless. So let's try that edit as well. The next edit I want to try post this is change this into a more night city and see how that turns out. Yeah, this isn't something I can do while keeping the original style and quality. Is there anything else? Okay, so it is trying to maintain the original style, and glad that it kind of calls that out, saying that it can't do it without breaking the style. So anyways, let's just try the night piece. Going to say move, or rather turn, show me how the city would look like at maybe 11 p.m. at night. Let's see what it is able to generate. So it does take a few seconds, but I think overall the amount of time it takes to generate the image is not too long as opposed to the time it takes for GPT-5 or previously 4o mini model to kind of generate that image. So this is the nighttime generation and looks beautiful, to be very honest. All right, I think this is very good, and I think this kind of gives you an understanding of the kind of things you can do. You can also restore old photos. You can also, like I said, combine elements and do the generation. So let me try that out very quickly. So I kind of combined a bunch of different images, and I am going to tell Nano Banana to help me stand next to a Mercedes with these glasses on a beach with these clothing, right? So this is my image, and I'm going to write the prompt very quickly. Modify me to stand next to the Mercedes with the attached glasses and clothing on a beach photo that is attached. My photo is attached as well. So let's quickly see what it is able to generate from this. I saw a lot of people who were able to do very good generations with this context. So I'm kind of hoping that I'm able to do that as well. Let's quickly test this out as well. And then I'll show you the restoration piece where you can kind of restore old photos as well very quickly. You can obviously also do things like remove background and replace background and so on and so forth. All of that has kind of gotten way easier now with a Nano Banana model per se. So the image is generated, but the person does not look like me. But yeah, it has all the elements that we needed. So I'm going to copy my image again, and I'm going to say replace with attached photo. I should be leaning on the Mercedes. Based on what I know, it works well for the characters that you already know. Like the examples that I saw were for maybe Donald Trump and a few of the other celebrities that I had seen. I hadn't really seen people with their own images, but that said, I have seen people with the images as well, where they've kind of taken certain clothing and replaced with Gemini Nano Banana. So the potential, I know there's potential, and it does work with images as well. Maybe I'm prompting it incorrectly. Let's see the output post this one is generated. Maybe it does seem like this is how, maybe it does think like this is how I look. It does inherit certain characteristics like hair and so on and so forth, but it did not make me lean on the Mercedes. So let me put that as a follow-up prompt. I should be leaning on the Mercedes. And then I'm also going to take a photo of, let's say, I'm going to take the photo of Albert Einstein, and then I'm going to say if I can replace it with, help me replace the subject with this photo. And I'm going to put both the photos as the input because it does matter what the input is. So now it did kind of lean my photo on a Mercedes, but it still does not 100% look like me. Now, and maybe this is how I look in the sunglasses, right? So now let's replace this photo with the face of Einstein and see if that works. And finally, I also want to show you the replacement. Okay, so I closed the chat. Let me open the chat again. Strange. Did it not take the context? Maybe it is not showing it here right now. And I'm going to take these photos again. Replace the face of the person leaning on the car with the attached photo and see if that works. So when you do prompt it, it's going to wait for a few seconds before your image generation starts, and if you interrupt during that point, it is automatically going to interrupt the flow and obviously going to tell the large language model to restart, or maybe when you try to open the chat you won't find it. So ideal to kind of just wait, do the edit, and hopefully you can take that output and then maybe give a follow-up prompt. So the image generation is nearly there. So this is how the generation looks like. I mean, it's not perfect, but it does look okay. And it looks like it has replaced the face. It does contextually align. It looks disconnected from the actual body here, but I think the generation overall looks fine. Now let's quickly go ahead and restore this to a more colorful image. Let me find a better image. Yeah, maybe this is the one. I'm going to copy this image and going to go back to Gemini and create a new chat, restore this into a colorful HD image and see what it does. Based on the results I've seen, it does work very, very well. So I'm guessing that it should be able to do the job here. So this is how the final output looks like. If you compare it with the original one, I would say it has done a very good job. The color complexion also kind of works across the board here, and pretty impressive work, to be very, very honest. Super impressed by this. Yeah, I think this is one of the best image editors, at least at this point of time. I wouldn't be surprised if they release a video editor soon as well. But for now, hands down, this is the best Gen AI video editing tool I've seen. And this does mean that it's going to impact people who use Photoshop a lot. So I don't know if people still use Photoshop today, but if they do, this is a bad news. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.